All right. Hey, welcome back to the BJJ Business and Martial Arts Marketing Podcast and YouTube channel. So check this out. We want to talk a little bit about the 6 phases that we go through in a lot of different stages and a lot of different areas in our life. These phases really are a catalyst for transformation kind of at each level of our life. So as we start to kind of go through these things and we start to see the patterns, now we can start to recognize and we can lean into the different things. So if you stick around to the end, I'll kind of break down all 6 of these and kind of what this means for you and how you can start to dig in. So phase 1 is really about the idea of being asleep. In this phase, you're completely unaware of what is possible, what changes may occur or are possible, or even that maybe sometimes you even need to make a change, right? Sometimes this unawareness really is the idea where you're just stuck in the rut. Sometimes this happens, whether it's business, whether it's life, whether it's training, it doesn't matter where you're at with this, but really the idea is you're just complacent. You're stuck kind of in that same area. There's no growth. There's no real regression. You're just kind of stuck there. And that's where, typically people will sit through that contentment. So phase 2 is awake, right? So we wake up. And this is kind of where this self-awareness starts to begin. So it starts to figure out like, oh, wow, like something's off here. Something's not right. Like sometimes this can happen from trauma or pain or some kind of drama in your life. Think about maybe if you're overweight and you reach down and you can't, grab the thing because your belly's in the way or whatever. Now that pain is now triggered like, wow, man, I am getting awfully fat. Like now I need to start to look at diet plans and nutrition and all those kinds of things. So we go from that kind of a sleep where we're unaware of what's happening to completely awake. Or at least self-aware that things are a little bit different than what we thought they were, or what is possible out there, right? And this phase of kind of self-development is really about recognizing that the change is possible, that maybe the life can be a little bit different. Phase 3 gets into what we call activation. And so phase 2 is that awareness, that self-awareness, and awareness is kind of that first step in activation, but activation is actually the next step because now we're actually starting to take action to do things to actually start to see some results or get some results. So this transformation is simply kind of the idea of actually taking active steps towards making this new thing happen. So we're going from kind of sleep, like not knowing that there's a problem, to awareness where we're starting to see this awareness or awakenness into activation where we're taking steps and starting to actually put a plan in place. Now, phase 4 is really what we call know-how. And this is where you apply what's working and what you're doing, right? So we kind of got that active state where we're doing things and we're starting to learn about things. Now in know-how, we're really starting to apply and kind of lean in on the things that are working. What's working, what's not working, and we're going to do more of what's working and less of what's not working, or we're going to refine what's not working so that we can start to see tangible, kind of measurable evidence. Like, okay, I saw that I was fat. I had to start doing something. I learned about nutrition. I started eating a little better. Now we're in know-how and we're like, okay, I'm eating a little cleaner and I'm down a couple pounds. Like, okay, perfect. This is working. And so from kind of that stage 4 know-how stage, now we get into stage 5, and this is like elevate. And so the idea of this is this elevation is really like a surge of energy and a surge of successes that we're starting to see. So in this phase, we really start to see results accelerate, right? And this starts to happen because we're starting to leverage some of these good things. So, oh, I noticed if I walk, I get a little bit more weight loss every week. I'm going to walk a little bit more. Hey, I'm going to eat a little bit more clean, right? So this leverage starts to accelerate the results that we're looking for. The quickening begins as we start to leverage up this work. And then what isn't working, now we're completely eradicating it. So if we know that, oh man, if I eat sugar, I go up. I don't want to eat any sugar. So now I'm going to stop that completely and eradicate that behavior. Now, stage 6 is really the surge, right? This is where we really ascend to become kind of who we were meant to be, right? you weren't meant to be a fat slob, right? You were probably meant to be skinny, in shape, being able to run, doing the things, right? And this can be in all levels. I'm kind of talking about weight right now, but really this can be in all levels. You know, when we start to think about our journey as a business owner, you know, maybe you started martial arts as a kid or as an adult, you probably didn't know that you were going to go teach martial arts. And then you started teaching martial arts and you're like, man, I can do this. I really enjoy this. Maybe now I'm going to start owning a martial arts school. So each one of these progressions was kind of this 6 phases that we start to go through. So this 6th phase of surging is really about transforming ourselves at the higher level, right? It's transcending who we were into become who we are going to be or who we were supposed to be. So think of these 6 stages really as a process of sculpture, right? So the idea is we're not changing who we are. We've always been this person that we're supposed to be, but now what we're doing is we're chipping away at the granite, we're chipping away at the stone, and what we're doing is we're starting to reveal what's inside of us, right? Who we were meant to be, who we were destined to be. And if you can understand and walk through these stages, you're going to have really, really good success, because as soon as you see stage 1, whoa, there you know, okay, I'm going to start looking at what the possibilities are. And so each one of these stages starts to move you along that journey. So like I said, a good example of this is maybe when you started your martial arts academy. You were a martial artist, you moved into an instructor role. From an instructor role, you said, man, I could probably open my own place, and you started your own school. So now it's like, what is that next stage? Maybe the next stage is like, hey, I need to be a better leader. I need to hire some people. What do I need to do to become a leader? Hey, I need to be a better marketer. What do I need to do to be a better marketer? So each one of these little stages, it's not always about something bad, right? It's about changing and moving your destiny to the next level. It's really about capacity. If I was to just give you a school with 1,000 students and say, take over, you would be like, oh my God, I have no idea what to do. But as you build up through these different stages, each one of these stages is building capacity in your life and in your business. And now what happens is you can take on a little bit more responsibility. You can take on a little bit more of that role. So, you know, I challenge you, when you see yourself in these different stages, fully commit to this journey, right? It really depends on the idea of like, you're kind of killing that old person that was there, right? The old person that was just a martial arts student. Now you're killing him because you're also a martial arts instructor. So now you're moving yourself into these different levels through this ascension kind of process. And it's really the idea of becoming who you were destined to be, right? You're moving through God's plan and God's will to where he wanted you. He can't just throw all of this stuff on you at one time. You would never succeed. So you have to build through these breakdowns and then build back up, and break it down and then build it back up. So this is the journey, right? So this 6 stages is really the idea of, once you see yourself starting in one of these stages, lean in and start to go to that next stage faster. And the quicker you can start to see these patterns and see these recognitions, the quicker you start to see results and better environments in your life. So again, don't think of this as a bad thing, right? Think of this as a journey and as a opportunity to take yourself from where you are to who you're supposed to be. Awesome. Hope that helps. More videos are coming. If you like this, click the like button, subscribe, do all the stuff that you need. Help me get this out and share this with the community. Awesome. Can't wait to tell you more about all of this process that we've been going through at the Academy Kings and my personal journey. So thanks so much for sharing this with me, and I look forward to the next video.